Hey, you guys. Mm. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to come on here because I'm still sick. Let me make sure I do something though. No. Okay, hold on, y'all. Just give me a second and I'm gonna start. I've been looking for this. I was looking for this image to make to make my thumbnail. I'm looking for the image that perfectly shows how Taraji P. Henson keep looking out here, y'all. So hold on. Cause I don't feel good. I'm laid up right now. I'm only doing this earlier because I don't feel good and I want to be able to take a nap. So that's why I'm doing it earlier. Yeah, I usually do it at 5:30 Eastern time. That's usually when I start my live streams. I'm starting it early today because I want to go take a nap because I don't feel good. But I wanted to come on here and talk about this Taraji P. Henson situation um, because it's a viral situation and a lot of people emailed me on the situation too, from the BET Awards. And yeah, I'll get the speaker. I'll get the speaker. I just got to get Jasper off my lap, y'all. I told y'all Jasper like to cuddle when he goes to sleep during the day. So Jasper over here on my lap, um, I put him down and then he started whining and tried to jump back up on my lap and dig his claws into my skin. So um, right now he's just laying here sleeping. But because I'm trying to find this thumbnail. Do y'all remember that image that have like the big buff black woman and she's coddling like this small little skinny black man? Um, that's what I'm looking for. I have that image somewhere on my computer and I'm looking for it because that's how Taraji is out here looking. Hey, Christine said you was under Keith Lee's thing just lurking. I got some videos to show y'all. Because I'm gonna talk about this Taraji P. Henson thing, and then I'm gonna tie it. I'm gonna tie it into I'm gonna tie it into some other videos, but I'm trying to find that image and I can't seem to find it. But I know it's on my I know it's on my computer. I know it's on my computer. Y'all, Jasper is just adorable over here. He really is. But I'm about to put him down. Hold on, I'm gonna lay him on the couch. Let me get him lay down. Yeah, I'm gonna be on that. All right, sorry. Let me close the door so my allergies don't start acting crazy on top of being sick. Now, let me take a little nasty, disgusting mucinex so I ain't coughing all over the place. Cause y'all, I was up at like 5:30 this morning. I couldn't stop coughing. Like I kept coughing last night, trying to. I was just trying to get to sleep. I was trying to get to sleep, and I woke up and kept coughing. And I couldn't stop. So I ended up needing to take some Mucinex in the middle of the night just to stop coughing. And so I'm about to take some now because the last thing we want is for me to get into a coughing fit while I'm trying to talk to y'all about this. You said a nasal rinse. I'm actually not congested right now. I think it is, Michelle, you said sinus infection. Yeah. I think it's a sinus infection, but I also think because I don't get enough rest and I have like some stress right now, I think lowers your immune system because I take a lot of vitamins. I take probiotics because y'all know that your digestive tract has a lot to do with you getting sick. And so I take probiotics and vitamins and stuff, but I don't get a lot of rest because there's a lot of things that I'm working on. So I'm not actually getting a lot of sleep, not as much sleep as I need to. And when you don't get enough sleep and you're constantly going, Um, you get more susceptible to getting sick. So it really is just as simple as my immune system being lowered by a lack of sleep. Like I'm really tired right now, so I'm doing this a little earlier because I want to when I get off I'm gonna go get in the bed and take a nap. I'm gonna get some rest. I can't find it, so I'm just gonna have to. I'm pissed. Not, like I won't take not finding it for an answer. So I'm gonna be looking through here while we get into this to the extent that I can. I'm gonna be looking for the image because this image like perfectly describes how Black women look. And I think Black women like Taraji P. Henson is literally the definition and the portrait of what I've been telling y'all about Black women. They can be beautiful, extremely accomplished, have a lot of money, have a name for themselves, and they still don't feel like they're validated unless they have a man. Um, and that's mostly Taraji. And I've been wanting to come on here and talk about Taraji's behavior because Taraji's behavior is the perfect example of Black male worship and unrequited, one-sided love and affection. This is why I say in the Black community, if you think about it logically, there is no Black love. If you had a situation involving Black love, it would be reciprocal. Wouldn't be one-sided. If you have an unrequited loving situation, and one side continues to worship and one side is only loving and affirming and doing everything that basically Taraji P. Henson does every time she opens up an award show, that's not called love. That's called male worship, and specifically Black male worship. Taraji is an example of all of the Black women who end up dying without being partnered because they restrict themselves only to Black men. And I was almost going to become that woman because there was a point in time, and I think a lot of us as Black women can probably relate when we were caught up in Black male worship, which is what we were trained to be. And y'all know, as I'm writing my book, because the book is solely going to be focused on like my upbringing, my dating history, my experiences specifically with Black men and how I came to have the mentality that I have. And a lot of y'all watch that growth because y'all know that when I first came to YouTube, I was closed minded. I wasn't necessarily closed minded because I was open to the truth, but I was ignorant as to the real situation in the Black community. Because y'all know I came on here talking about white supremacy and poor Black men too. Like that's what I came on here doing. We know for an unequivocal fact that nobody can deny that when I first came onto YouTube, that I came in defense of Black men. And I heard that a lot of Black women who are now doing Black women empowerment, they used to be there as well. Y'all know Chrissy talks about it, and she has talked about how she used to advocate for black men too. Y'all know Crystalline says she was in a whole relationship with a black man. I think Crystalline still likes black men, but we won't get into that. Because this isn't necessarily about Crystalline, but the good thing is, even if Crystalline does still like black men, she still opened up her options and she had experiences with different men. Erica De Niro claims that she used to be male identified, but she still is. But I only mention it to say that there are a few women on YouTube who used to be, who used to have the mindset of poor black men. We need to overly dedicate ourselves to black men. Every black woman feels that way because they were conditioned to. They were conditioned to for the most part. And even now, what you see, no, Crystalline is not Chrissy. Crystalline is a different person than Chrissy. Yeah, it wasn't my intent to make them seem like the same person. They are not. Crystalline and Chrissy are two different people. Why do I think Erica De Niro TV is still male identified? Because she is. Because she's over there attacking women for not accepting men as women. So she kind of shifted from heterosexual straight black men to LGBTQ black men in dresses, or men in general. But either way, she's over there holding court for me. You could go look on her community wall. Go look on her community wall at that post and read over them comments and how she's calling women names and gaslighting them, much in the same way that men do. Like, she says the same thing to biological women. Most of them are going to be black because she's black. So black people are going to usually, a black content creator's audience is going to be primarily black people. She was over there telling black women that they're insecure and jealous and threatened by men, and can't compete with them because they don't want to call men women. So she's holding court for males, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether a male gets into a dress. He was still socialized into patriarchy. He was still socialized into maleness. He still thinks, feels, and believes what most men believe. And that's why you see a lot of these trans women who are males running around fighting women, competing with them, talking about how they're better women than them. I showed a video where one of them was literally in it talking about why straight men should choose trans women over women. But nonetheless, to make a long story short, you think we should accept trans women as women? Why? I would love it if you came up here and had a conversation, because I really want to understand this rationale. And one thing that I will say is that I was talking to Erica De Niro in her chat box before she went and made that video and that rant post, and she didn't mention having a problem with anything I said. But no, you don't need to, hold on. You do not need, listen, that was not a reason to delete her comment. She can have her opinion here. So we're not going to delete people because they have an opinion. I want to get that straight. We're not going to delete people's comments. We're not going to block them just because they have an opinion. That we're not going to do that. We're not doing that. So do not block somebody just because they have an opinion. Zandria, she can think what she wants to. She said she think we should accept trans women as women. She can think that if she wants to. It's not going to make me accept them as women because they're not. They're males. I want to know why she believes this. I want to know why she believes this. Right, exactly. Shabri says Shabri00 says she did a video yesterday on decentering men. I was with her until the end, and she said we straight women are jealous of trans women stealing their men. That's why I'm saying she's over there holding court. I didn't think it, why were you, but Ivy, why would you put her in a timeout? She did nothing. She did nothing to be put in a timeout but express her opinion. We don't put people in timeouts because they have a different opinion than us. We don't do that. She doesn't need to, but she doesn't need to be on timeout. She didn't do anything wrong. She did nothing wrong but express her opinion. Like that's not what we don't block people or time them out for expressing opinions. We only time out people if they are disrespectful, if they are insulting. Her expressing her opinion didn't disrespect anyone. She didn't disrespect anyone. She simply stated her opinion. What we're here for, you said it was to me. You're not. Oh, sorry, Lex Connor. Yeah, but and Ivy, I'm not trying to jump on you, but it's like that wasn't a fair timeout because she didn't do anything. She didn't do anything. It's fine, Ivy. I'm just saying for all of the mods, please don't block people just for having an opinion. They are here and they are paying to be here just like y'all are. They should not be blocked just for having opinion. That's just not fair. So please, if you're when you are looking in the comment and you're moderating, um, please just don't time out or block or delete people's message just because they have an opinion. They have to be disrespecting someone in here. They have to be obviously trolling. Her saying that she think should accept trans women as women, that's not her trolling. She's not trolling. That is just her opinion. And I'm actually interested in seeing why that's her opinion. I want to see why that's her opinion. I'm just interested. But yeah, if she's over there telling women that they're jealous of trans women, it is because she's holding court for males. Now, you don't have to call them men, but they are definitely males. It does not matter how they feel. They still possess an XY chromosome. They were still socialized into patriarchy. They were still socialized into misogyny, like all males were. Males are socialized into their male role before they even leave their mother's womb. Before they leave their mother's womb, they are being socialized into maleness. You're not going to erase that. You're not going to erase the mindset by simply saying that you identify as a woman. That does not change your patriarchal programming. That does not change your male mind. That does not delete or erase the testosterone in elevated levels. It doesn't do any of that. Because when these males are giving pills, all the pills are doing is increasing the estrogen level. Some of them decrease the testosterone level too, but they are still men. They still think like a man. They still think like me. This is why you still see them engaging in the same level. Thank you. Welcome back, Zandria. No, I know you wasn't trying to be rude, Andrea. You were accidentally timed out. You were accidentally timed out, as you probably saw you probably heard the dialogue. But I'm glad you're back because I do want to have that brief conversation. We don't have to really get into it. I'm just curious as to why we should accept men as women just because they put on dresses. Because you have to know the majority of them don't take any pills. The majority of them don't change anything. The only thing they do is put on I think we should accept trans women as women just because there are the small percentage that do become women. Thing is thinks is easier or they have a hard time getting in relationships. But that doesn't mean we should accept them as women. Most of them don't go through any transition. And let's say they did. Let's say they do get the surgery. Are they being re-socialized as women? Because they're socialized as males before they leave the womb. Like when their mother is running around buying blue everything and boy stuff and talking to them as a male because babies can hear their mother's voice in the womb. They can also hear their father's voice in the womb. It's just more muffled than their mother's. So before these males even leave the womb, they are socialized into maleness. They're socialized into maleness. What, Zandria, what happens to their male socialization? Do you think that because their feelings change, their mindset change? Because it's very hard to change socialization, especially when you've been socialized that way your entire life. Shabri said, whenever I ask a trans woman what it feels like to be a woman, they can't answer. Of course they can. Instead, they talk about wearing our clothing and being in our spaces. Why can't they describe what it feels like to be women? Because they don't know what it feels like to be women. They're not women. They're not women. And that's the thing that I'm saying. Y'all, the people who support trans women are going by the fact that their attire is changing. Their attire is changing. The mindset isn't changing though. Does it look like what's that person's name over there that always talking about his 10-inch dick? I can't remember the name. They keep going back with Tasha K. Yeah, his mindset ain't changed. They're still male minded. They're still male minded. They still think they're better than women. And you'll see that they still think they're better than women because they come in talking about, I'm a better woman than you, talking about you don't own periods, knowing they don't have a uterus for any period to happen. T.S. Madison, yes. T.S. Madison is a man and he thinks like a man. Zandria said, I haven't met anyone that has gone through the bottom surgery, but my friend does take hormones and has had the top surgery. Yeah, but that doesn't change the mindset. I'm asking, where did the patriarchal and male socialization go? Where did the male thought process go? Being a woman isn't just having titties and putting on dresses and makeup. Women think differently than men. Women are socialized differently than men. Men have a certain belief system about themselves in comparison to women. They are male-minded. So the only thing you'll have essentially is a male in a dress. This is why I'm calling them males in dresses and makeup, because they are. They still think like males. They still operate like males. They still have male mentality. They were still socialized as male. They're still patriarchal minded. That doesn't go away just because they put on a dress. This is why I will never accept them as women, because number one, they're not. And number two, nothing has changed except attire. Even if you go get breast implants, that's a part of your attire. So to me, men getting breast implants, what that doesn't mean that. Where is the mindset change? Right, Kiki Beckles, that's what I think they're not understanding. You said, I'm not sure about the socialization, but I didn't really think about that part. I mean, socialization is what it is. You're either re-socialized or not. You can't just get rid of socialization. You can't get rid of socialization. Let's look up on Google really quickly. How do you erase socialization? How does one erase a lifetime of socialization? Because the only way to do that is to be re-socialized. And so I'm going to read this. Does socialization ever end? Let's see. As you probably realize by now, most theories and discussions of socialization concerns childhood. However, socialization continue throughout the several stages of life course, most commonly categorized as childhood, adolescent, adulthood, and old age. You can't really just get rid of socialization by putting on a dress. Like you can't. Socialization is like it's continuous. And even if a male puts on a dress and says, I identify as a woman, his male socialization is still there. It's still there. He was still socialized as a male. He still spent his life being a male. He still thinks like a male. He still acts and behaves like a male. Like this, they're not being re-socialized as a woman. Like, they're not. Because if you're going to recognize that womanhood is the social construct, then you will also have to recognize manhood as the social construct, and you will have to also recognize that these males, they were socialized as males. They were socialized as males. Where did the socialization go? When did the mindset change? Because the reason men are acting the way they're acting towards women is because they were socialized to. So where did the socialization go? Is there a re-socialization camp where the transgender women go to and they're isolated from the public and they're re-socialized to think and behave like a woman? No, they're not. They're not. That's why they can't tell you what it feels like to be a woman. That's why they're running around competing with you like a man. That's why they're trying to bully their way and colonize womanhood, because this is what males do. This is in male nature. They're not out here asking for their own spaces. I want you to really understand this. If transgender women, i.e. males, if they wanted to, do you think that they couldn't get their own spaces? They can get their own spaces. They don't want to. They want to colonize yours because that is in their male nature. Just like how white males came and colonized a whole bunch of countries and are still doing so, males now want to colonize womanhood. This is what males do. Notice how you see transgender men behaving very differently than transgender women. That's because even though they feel like men, they are not. Therefore, they don't think and act like men. They still think and act like women. They can change their outward attire as much as they want to. It's not going to change the fact that they were socialized as women. It's not going to change the fact that they think and behave still as women. It's not going to change that. Yeah, they can try to perform masculinity, but they're still women. And they will still act like women. Their brains know they're women. Their brains know they're women, and their brain is going to act accordingly. And it's also going to act in accordance to the socialization that they receive. Let me see, how do you get rid of socialization? Because I'm still not even seeing that it's possible to get rid of socialization. Now, the only thing that came up, I'm gonna show y'all the only thing that came up, okay? And this is AI. This is artificial intelligence. So if it was out here, they would just tell you how to get rid of it. This right here is saying you will want to change. There are several reasons why someone might want to limit or avoid socializing. Notice how it's saying you can avoid doing it to begin with, but it's not telling you how to erase it. And that is because it is extremely difficult, if not impossible, to undo socialization. You would almost have to isolate them. You would almost have to put them under MK Ultra. Yeah, Akila, you would have to end the current socialization and re-socialize. They would have to be re-socialized. And that means they would have to not watch TV, not listen to music, not read books. They will literally have to be isolated like the Amish, because you're not going to have them in society that's still running off patriarchy and socializing with movies, music, television, and all types of media. You can't have them around that. They would have to literally be isolated from the world. They would have to be isolated from the public and completely re-socialized as women without any outside interference or male interference. They would literally have to be re-socialized, and they're not. They're not being re-socialized, and that's the most important aspect. Because if you don't have any re-socialization, all you really has is a mail and a dress. That's all you have. There's no other way around it. So I get what you're saying, Zandria. You're being the way Black women are being. Black women think they have to be the cleanup woman and the PR for everybody. That's what Black women think they gotta do. They think they have to give a warm hug to everybody, and it's backfiring. Black women don't benefit from it. It's backfiring. LEL said they can create their own spaces. Why claim womanhood when they are not? Go create your own. Because it's not in male nature to create its own. It's in male nature to take and colonize others. It's not in their nature to create their own spaces. It is like, point out in history when men created their own spaces. They don't. They colonize. They take other people's spaces. And that's what males are doing. Because really they shouldn't even be asking to be accepted as women. They shouldn't want to be accepted as anything except what they are, which is trans women. If they're asking to be accepted as women, and they're not really asking, they're trying to bully you into accepting them as women, it is because they are males and they are doing what males do, which is colonize spaces. That's exactly what they're doing. I won't be accepting them as women, but you can if you want to. I'm just telling you it's a mistake. And it's a mistake that's gonna rear its head, and women are gonna see how much of a mistake it was real soon. Because women don't be using foresight either. Zandria said, I kind of just take it as I've never had a problem with questioning if I feel like a woman or if I should have been a woman. So I try to be understanding to trans women. Yeah, you can be understanding to trans women, but also be understanding to the fact that their male socialization is still there. Their patriarchal mindset is still there. They have not been re-socialized. They don't think differently about women. They think the exact same as women. Yeah, it's bullying. Chrissy Soulful Empath, I don't even think they started out asking. They didn't start out asking. They started out getting legislation changed so that it will be illegal for you to not call them her or she or a woman. That's how they started out. They didn't start out asking. They started out bullying. There was no asking in this process. They were bullied. They started out sitting here saying no trans women are real women. That's literally what they started out as. Trans women are real women. That was their whole thing. And they're not. Trans women are not real women. Trans women are trans women. Trans women are men who transitioned, and most of them don't even transition except for clothing. They are male who literally transitioned their clothing and attire and accessories to female. They're not women though. Shebri said, why not use their male privilege to address patriarchy and other men? Why do we have to be their allies? Where have they been on this whole abortion debate? Well, here's the thing. Males are very egocentric and ethnocentric, so they're not going to accept anything that deviates from them. Just like how you see white men ain't really accepting, they'll use and exploit, but they ain't really accepting anything that deviates from white. You see how Black men like to divide themselves and say, no, it's the Pookie and Ray Rays and it's the thugs and whatever. They're not accepting anything that's not there. It's not in male nature to do that. You have to understand male nature. Zandria said, how do you think it will play out in the draft? I don't know. The draft has already came back, Zandria. The draft is already back. Literally, the report, they are automatically registered in the draft. The draft is already back. It's not about if it comes back, it's already back. LEL said if they respected womanhood, they wouldn't be bullying us and trying to steal our identity that we fought so hard for. No, they wouldn't. If they respected you, they wouldn't even be saying trans women are real women. They wouldn't be saying that. They would be saying trans women or trans women because that's what they are. and they wouldn't want to be anything other than trans women. What they would be doing if they respected you is they will be getting society to create spaces for them, i.e. trans bathrooms, i.e. trans sport team, i.e. trans whatever. They will be pushing society to get things for trans women. They wouldn't be trying to bully their way into womanhood. They wouldn't be doing it. So they don't respect you. And the thing of it is, men have already said they think women are stupid, gullible, and easy to be manipulated. And literally, women show it every day. So all these males got to do is put on a dress, and you embracing them as a woman wholeheartedly. You don't even think about the fact that they're socialized as males, really. You don't even think about the fact that they spent their entire life in a patriarchal system where literally every interaction they have is based on their maleness. Every single interaction you have in this country and in this society, and I don't care whether they deny it or not, every single interaction and behavior that you engage in is with the public is based on your gender and your race. There is no way to separate it. There's no way to separate it. So this is just yet another example of women proving to males how stupid they are, how easily manipulated they are, how weak and unfit for leadership they are. Because if somebody can just tell you anything, you're not fit for leadership. If you will believe anything someone tells you and they don't have to do anything, you are not fit for leadership. You're not an asset. You are a liability. You are. Because that means the only thing that needs to happen is somebody with more influence come tell you something and you'll believe it. And women do. Women believe whatever men tell them. So now, because males told them they feel like a woman, since males told them that womanhood is not real, since males told them that gender is a social construct, although gender is literally just a word that describes the difference between the sexes, women believe it. This trans movement is yet another example of women believing everything that men tell them without question. Y'all ain't thought to ask about this socialization. Notice how nobody who talks publicly about the trans situation, none of them speaks or mentions the socialization of maleness. Even though we all know males are socialized into a certain behavior or mindset as males. Everybody knows this. Ivy said gender dysphoria doesn't mean you're born in the wrong body. It just means you are struggling to come to terms with who you are. Exactly. Glowing, we look really stupid and really gullible. We look really, really gullible. This is one of the reasons men say women are children. I've said this before. Children believe everything you tell them. Children do. By the time you get to be an adult, it's expected that you're going to ask questions about what you're told. This is why children believe in fairy tales so heavily, because their parents are telling them that. An adult who's supposed to already filtered and analyze the information, adults are telling them that Santa Claus exists and the tooth fairy exists. This is why children believe it. When you're an adult, you're supposed to transition out of childhood thinking, which is believing whatever you're told just because you were told. Chicky Chick said trans women have to leave women out of their business. No, they're not, because they're males and they're exercising patriarchal privilege. Women somehow just see it as them resisting. Like, I would love to be around men without women and to hear what they truly think about women. Because they gotta be sitting up thinking women are the dumbest thing to ever. And you were the first human they've been able to successfully convince you that they were. So like there's literally so many examples that men can present to substantiate that women are dumb, illogical, and think like children. Like, it's insane. And women have handed it over to them because everything is gonna boil down to somebody told them. Oh, why do you think you the seed of your father? Because a man told you. Why do you think that a male was God? Because men told you. Why do you think that there is no such thing as gender? Oh, because men said it. Why do you think trans women are women? Oh, because men said it. Why do you think your nature is to be monogamous? Oh, because men said it. Why do you think you need to be married? Oh, because men told us we need to be married, and they socially ostracize as if we're not. So all of women's belief systems is literally going to boil down to what men told them, and then you're going to see that they presented absolutely no evidence to substantiate anything they told you. They just told you. Glowing said, it's true, we believe in males like fairy tales we hope are true. Yeah, to the degree that you'll literally believe anything a man tell you just because a man is telling you. Men created the one drop rule. So black women run around saying one drop rule, one drop rule. No, they're black, one drop rule. Remember the one drop rule, they're black. Women run around saying, oh no, these women are keeping their kids from the fathers. Why? Because men said it. Because men said it. Oh, these women had babies out of wedlock. Well, you weren't married when you had a baby. Why are they doing that? Oh, because men told them the appropriate way, the right way is to have a child within wedlock, which is servitude to a man. So now we need to do it because our way of life is based on what men think. Oh, your concept of femininity, yeah, that came from a man. Oh, men said womanhood is to be quiet and give them sex, submission, and sandwiches. So now we're just going to give them sex, submission, and sandwiches because that's what you need to do to be a woman. Now you literally have women talking about going to wife school because men told them they need to be married. Yep, men said welfare took them out the home. So what are women running around? Well, this is only exclusive to black women because that conversation ain't in the white community. Black men said welfare took them out of the home. So guess what black women said? Welfare took them out of the home. Black men are saying, well, single mothers are the problem. What are black women saying? The single mothers are the problem. Because men said it. Because men said it. Black men said it. Black men said they baby mama is jealous and he moved on. So therefore, she putting them on child support. That's what black women are saying. Despite the fact that you literally keep seeing men killing women for leaving them, proving that they're the bitter ones. Literally proving that they are the real bitter ones. They are the ones who have a problem with relationship. Andy, you're not, because they're the biggest stalkers. They're killing you because you don't want to date them or leave in a relationship with them. But since men said women have a problem moving on from relationships, guess what women believe? Women have a problem moving on with relationships. Everything that women believes about themselves and others was created by men. From your religious belief, your concept of God, your position, your purpose of life, your femininity, your womanhood, even down to when and how you should have a baby. You want to know why women are championing abortion laws? Because men told them it's murder. That's why. Women are championing abortion laws because men told them God don't want you getting an abortion. Because men told you that you're killing a human. So now I got to believe it. Yep, abortion's wrong. Go ahead, ban abortion. Give women a felony for doing something with their body. Women are championing it. Zandria says, speaking of that, Sin, did you see the story of the man who killed his mom, sister, and girlfriend and was on the way to kill his other ex? I've heard of it, but I didn't actually read it. A lot of people have been telling me it, Zandria, but I didn't actually read it. But literally everything women believe is because men told them. Like as I'm writing my book, the more I'm literally understanding the problem is that because women have accepted a male God, because males told them that God is a male, because women have accepted that, they now believe everything males say without question. Yeah, Star Above the Emerald Forest said men will actually tell women they are dumb for believing in fairy tale love, faithful prince, and the knight in shining armor. Yeah, they do. They do. And men also tell women that they're dumb, they're illogical, and they act like children, and they're not fit for leadership. And women prove it all day, every day. Because every time a new agenda pop up that men create, women rush towards it. Just like this trans movement. And here go women. Oh no, we're gonna call them she. We're gonna call them her. They are women. No, they are women. No, men can give birth. You ain't never seen a man give birth. You know that it's actually a biological female. But here go women. No, men are giving birth. Men do give birth. So not only did you come from, then child, why you come from the rib of a man? If a man can give birth, then you don't need to come from his rib. And mind you, even in the Bible, the curse on Eve is painful childbirth, which means she was the original one birthing life into existence, but you still believe you came from the rib of a man. And the thing is, men make these lies obvious. That's why the whole Bible is contradictory, because it's written by men. That's why it's contradictory. That's why in one breath they can say, oh, woman was created from rib of a man. And in the next breath say, woman was cursed with painful childbirth. You don't see that those two things contradict? If she's getting painful childbirth, the only people there is Adam and Eve. Eve ain't even gave birth to no child. She ain't even gave birth to no child. But before she even gave birth to one child, she was cursed with painful childbirth, thereby negating that your creation came from rib of man. They put literally those nearly in the same, though they're literally in the same chapter in the Bible, women don't recognize the contradiction. Why? Because they got a male pastor who's interpreting the Bible for them and they just believe in it and they ain't picking up the Bible. That's why they running around. And in the next live stream, I got a whole bunch of videos on marriage, and you go see how many of them women are saying, oh, I didn't get a divorce because I was told that God hates divorce. By who? Men. Your pastor. So your pastor, a man, done sat up there and told you God hates divorce. So you stayed in a struggle marriage because you thought God hated divorce, and you couldn't pick up the Bible and see that God actually says your reason for divorce is infidelity and that a man should be submitting to you too. But you going by this, oh, no, men said women submit. Men said women ain't supposed to submit. We supposed to submit. So now you submit. On My Journey said, and if Jesus died for our sins, why do women still experience painful childbirth? Child, men told women that it was a curse for them to be able to give life, and women believed it. Men told women that they are the incubator and that they carry the seed, and women believed it. Even though you literally got the seed and the soil and the pot and the sun to grow it. But because men told women they got a dead womb, guess what? Women are running around saying, no, our wombs don't. There was literally a woman, and she wasn't Black either. So I'm not saying that this is just Black women. There's a post I commented on where this white woman literally said men are the catalyst to life. I said men are a mutation. They're not even self-replicating. They couldn't be the catalyst to life even if they wanted to. Like, what do you, she said the catalyst to creation. I said, what? Not males who can't even create themselves. How are you? You can't even create yourself, but you're the catalyst to creation? And women are running around repeating it. They're repeating. April ain't gave him a drop of evidence. You ain't seen men create anything except chaos and colonization. This woman sat up here and said men are the catalyst to creation, so we do need them. You out your damn mind if you listen. Men ain't the catalyst to life, to creation, any more than white people are the catalyst to Black people's creation. You want to know why? Because the XY chromosome is a mutation of the XX chromosome. Men told women men choose the gender, but they don't, because the XY chromosome cannot create the XY, so they can only determine if the child is a male. They cannot create females. They do not possess the chromosomes or the genetics. They are recessive to women. Look in a biology book and see that they're recessive to women. Male genetics are recessive to female genetics. Therefore, male genetics could not create female genetics in no way, shape, or form. It's not possible. No more than it's possible for a European woman with no African lineage to create a black child. Her genetics cannot do that. Her genetics can't even do it even when she pairing with a white man, with a black man. It's not possible. But men told women, oh no, we determine the sex of the child and we carry the seed. No, you don't. You determine if the child is male. Because you only have an XY. You do not have the XX female chromosome. You have XY, the mutation of the female chromosome. Therefore, you only determine if the child is male. You do not determine if the child is female. Sperm doesn't even determine whether it gets into the egg. The egg determines whether the sperm get in there. It just is what it is. But let me move on because we spending too much time on this. And y'all, I'm going to end up blowing a fuse because I'm sitting here. Shea Butter TV said it's true and XX cannot give XY. XY came from XX. It's a mutation of it. Like, do you not know where the XY came from? The XY is a mutation of the XX chromosome, basically the broken XX chromosome. XY comes from XX, but XX cannot come from XY. But I don't know what you were saying because your sentence is different. Anyway, let's get into Taraji P. Henson. It got into that situation, but I really wanted to talk about Taraji because Taraji is just a black male worshiper at the end of the day. Taraji is 54 years old and is running around embarrassing herself every time she opens up a award show because she has not validated herself. She is looking to a black man specifically to validate her. That is what Taraji P. Henson is doing. This is why she continues to go out and make herself look like a damn fool. Now, I want to go do a blast from the past because I want y'all to see the foolishness that Taraji P. Henson engaged in at the 2021 BET Awards when she opened for them. Because Taraji P. Henson, she does this quite a bit. At this point, she can't help it. So let's watch this clip and let's go back into the future. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to pull up the chat box. So while I have the screen shared, I can look at the live stream. Sorry, y'all, that the screen was blank for so long. I'm trying to not get myself worked up because I really don't feel good. Like I really, really don't. But I really wanted to go over this and I told myself, okay, since I feel a little bit better and I can take the Mucinex and not go into a coughing fit, I'll go over this. Oh, thank you. She said, I'm agreeing with you. A man does not determine the sex of a child. Damn. Oh, autocorrect be having me sounding so illiterate when I'm in the comment sections on Instagram. Like the autocorrect is trash. Whoever created it, they need to revamp it because and the Grammarly on the phone will have you sounding so degenerate. Like I be having to correct Grammarly on text messages. Yeah, so Taraji is just a male worshiper. Let me make sure my audio is right. No, for some reason it's not. Oh, because it's muted. I want to see if his audio is right. Why is my audio? Like, why does this? Oh yeah, we need the speaker. We need the speaker. Hold on. Glowing, I am gonna get it. Just let me, I'm gonna be off of here at the top of the next hour. Let me just get my headphones, my speaker. That's way too low. Yeah, if I feel better tomorrow, I'm gonna come on here and do another live stream because I got much more stuff I want to go over. But let me oh my God, y'all, just walking up them stairs, and I don't even have a lot of stairs, but it has me so winded. Like, so I might not, next time I go upstairs, I might not make it down the stairs. Like, because I am incredibly winded right now. Tomorrow, I'm gonna come on here and do another live stream tonight. Oh, yikes, not the playback not being muted. It is muted, so it must not be on Patreon. No, it is. Oh, so that must have came from my phone then. Okay. All right, so I got it. All right, let me put it on here and we'll hear Taraji. Because I want y'all to see the pattern that she has of making herself look like a clown by engaging in this behavior. And I think it's sad because we all know how accomplished Taraji is. We know how accomplished Taraji is. So let's listen to it. What? Oh, jeez. Why does this thing keep
Is
muting?
black. I'll be coming out throughout the show dressed as some of my seasonings. We're gonna be black AF tonight. And I'm talking about not measuring your seasonings black. I'll be coming out throughout the show dressed as some of my all-time favorite women. And tonight we're also reclaiming our aesthetics. Yes, yes. Baby hairs, long blinged out nails. Yeah, we taking all that back. Gold hoops, bamboo earrings, at least 2 pearl. Yeah, those belong to us. Our black men, we want all y'all back. Because we love you, we see you, King. And most importantly, we need you.
For what?
So in a few minutes, we have some Migos.
Okay, so notice how what y'all have not seen is any black man reciprocate the love that Taraji P. Henson just gave to them. Because Taraji ain't the only one who did it. Y'all heard Nicki Minaj sit up there in front of Joe Budden and say, "I love you, black men." Joe Budden didn't say it back. And that's because black men don't love black women. It's not a requirement that black men reciprocate this love. It's not a requirement. I want y'all to understand. It's not a requirement. Um. Oh, sorry, y'all. I just saw something that Rodney, the voice, posted. I think Letitia from Real Housewives of Atlanta, from the Love and Marriage Huntsville, did her cousin die? Do y'all know that her cousin died or something? Because it looks like one of her family members died. Anyway, let me not get off course. We go pause Love and Marriage Huntsville because we gotta drag Sonny. We gotta drag Sonny on Love and Marriage Huntsville. We gonna do that on another day, but we gonna stay focused here. But so Taraji P. Henson has this habit of doing this. She looked like a clown the first time she did this. She is. She's a pick-me who has herself Listen, when you restrict yourself to a male group who does not want you or value you, but you're delusional and fantasy driven, so you will just convince yourself that the males want you when they're actually saying that they don't. When you do that, you're going to eventually age out of desirability, if you even had any. You will age out of desirability and eventually die being single. That's a problem for Taraji because, and we know that because she keeps going around talking about how, Taraji keeps going around talking about how single she is. She doesn't like the fact that she's single. Okay. Taraji P. Henson is nearly a guarantee that she would not be single if she opened up her options. If Gabourey Sidibe is married with twins, you can best believe if Taraji P. Henson opened up her options, she would be married. Because aesthetically, Taraji P. Henson looks better than Gabourey Sidibe. Not because of skin tone, but because she's in shape. It's because she's in shape. It just is what it is. You said Ben Shapiro is roasting her, and it needs to happen. It needs to happen. So on the BET Awards that just passed, one link that I kept getting from a bunch of people was the link to this right here that you guys see on the screen. Hang on for a second. This is the link that I've had sent to me by email quite a bit. Quite a bit. Oh, you think Lex Connor, you said you think she been passed around? That doesn't matter. So has Kim Kardashian and every other white woman that a black man had access to. It just is what it is. In the industry, everybody is passed around. There ain't a person who's in the industry, rest assured, there is not a person, a woman in the industry who is not passed around, except maybe Maya, and she ain't in the industry. Basic. Prashelle, we didn't say that Gabby was ugly. I don't think Gabourey Sidibe is ugly either. But the reality is her options are limited by her size. We're not gonna act like they ain't. Her options are limited by her size. So because Taraji is smaller, Taraji is not obese and Gabourey is. Because she's not, she automatically has more options in a male suitor than Gabourey does. And this is an undisputed fact. This is an indisputable fact that just by virtue of her size, Taraji has more options automatically than Gabourey. The difference between, other than size, is that Gabourey Sidibe did not restrict herself to black men. She's smart. I like Maya too. I actually didn't know that Maya had a white mama. Maya had me thinking her mama was black and her mama white as hell. Like, we not gonna get it twisted. Maya got a whole entire white mama. But because Maya is so unproblematic, and probably because even though she got a white mama, she grew up around black people. Maya was kind of from the hood, if you listen to her. Maya is from the hood. She grew up around all black people. She will tell you that. So Maya's identity for the most part is black. It just is. Her identity for the most part is black. Maya doesn't behave like Doja Cat or what's that dude's name? Drake, or any of the biracials who have white mothers. She really don't. Yeah, but I didn't even know, because Maya doesn't act like a tragic mulatto. I had to go see if her mama was white, because I was like, ain't no way she got a white mama and she ain't no tragic mulatto. But Maya has. And Maya has Maya, if you look at Maya's eyes, the singer, she has a lot of light in her eyes. She really does. Cassandra said she was passed around the No Limit and Rockefeller camps back in the day. I can believe that. I can believe it. Listen, I'm not saying who was and who wasn't, but at the end of the day, nearly every female in the industry is passed around, including the Christian ones. Because I hope y'all don't think that Mary, those two sisters haven't been passed around. I hope y'all don't think that. Because really, if you think about it, Lucifer was the in heaven, Lucifer was supposed to be the one presiding over music. So on earth, if Lucifer was presiding over music in heaven, then Lucifer will be presiding over music on earth. So therefore, the entire music industry, including Christianity, that's why y'all had Lecrae sitting up there talking about Diddy parties that he been to, because it don't matter that Lecrae is a Christian artist. The whole industry is based off deviltry. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. Yeah, Timmy, they do. Most biracials have white mothers. Yeah, Maya does seem like she have a lot of self-love. And I actually think that because I don't believe rumors, like there was rumors that Toni Braxton had sex with a number of entire football teams. So usually, like I don't believe that Toni Braxton was passed around a whole football team. But there was a rumor out during Toni Braxton's career when she was she's still really popular, but y'all know what I mean. When her music was mainstream and on all the television, when she was in the height of her career, there was a rumor that Toni Braxton had sex with an entire football team. An entire football team. I just don't believe that. Still, Jocelyn said, I met Maya and she's so sweet. She seems like it. She seems like it. If you look in her eyes, she has like so much light and so much positivity. Like Maya seems like she has a very good soul. She does. She really seems like she has a very good soul. Murder Magic Trick says she looked like her mom is white. Well, her mom is white. But I was more going by how Maya carries herself, how she's unproblematic, how she has a solid sense of self. She doesn't weaponize being biracial. Like, cause I've seen interviews with Maya talking about being biracial. What I have not ever heard her say, even though she said she was teased by Black people for being biracial, she didn't go into the narrative that the Kiki Wyatts go into saying, oh, Black people were more racist to me. No, Maya was like, everybody gets teased though when they're young. She was like, but people tease people. She didn't relate it to reverse racism. She didn't even relate it to colorism. Maya was very understanding. She was very balanced. She saw both sides. She was like, yes, I was teased about being mixed, but everybody gets teased. She didn't make it into a thing of Black people reverse racism. That she didn't do that. Nor does she weaponize her biracialness. She ain't running around calling herself mulatto. She called herself Black. Toni is a Libra, so she might have maybe got with a few. Maya is too. Maya's a Libra too. I like Libras like Maya and Toni Braxton. Those are the Libras that I like. Because essentially what it would say is that they're a lady in the street and a freak in the sheets. And Libras are like that. Everybody knows Libras are freaky. We all know. Anybody who has ever been friends with a Libra or sexual with a Libra, you already know they're freaky. We know they are. We know they're some freaks. They usually reserve them. They're usually not covertly out there. They're usually not like Cardi B. They carry themselves with some respect. I think the problem with Cardi B is that Aries in her chart, interestingly enough. Because Aries can be outwardly, overtly sexual. We ain't gonna act like there's not a lot of Aries male and female porn stars. Let's not get it twisted. So I really think the hypersexualness is actually the outward hypersexualness, and Cardi B is coming from her Aries being in her big three. Because Sexy Red is an Aries, and Sexy Red and Cardi B to me are nearly the same people. Halle Berry is a Leo, so she gonna be unproblematic. She might cuss you out, but Leos will pay you dust. Like we're not really you're not gonna really see too many Leos acting problematic because we just won't acknowledge you unless we have to. Like Madonna. Like Madonna, for example, Madonna is a Leo. We know Madonna got a whole lot of skin in the game, whether anybody want to deny it or not. In terms of being outwardly sexual in the music industry for singers, Madonna paved the way. And Madonna had to come out and let them know that there wouldn't be these sexual singers if it wasn't for Madonna. So let's get that real straight. And Madonna came out before a lot of these female rappers came out. Because Madonna was the one sitting up doing all this hypersexual stuff in her videos because that's who she is. They were freaking out when Madonna was doing it. And like when Madonna was doing it, they were freaking out. Yeah, Miss Truth Teller, Leo ain't about to give you no energy unless we have to. We know Madonna is ran through, and Madonna is proudly ran through. And I can assure you, as sure as she the Leo, she don't give a damn about you saying she ran through. Madonna don't care nothing about you saying she ran through. She don't. Timmy, you said you have an Aries moon. You're a Leo who emotes like an Aries. That's probably interesting. That is interesting. Because my moon is in Cancer, but my ascendant is in Libra. And that's probably where the balance is coming from, because Leos generally, we go pick a side. And we go rigid and firmly stay on that side. And I will do that, but I still try to be balanced. I have Libra in at least 4 parts in my chart. And that's not including my ascendant. So there's 4 other places that Leo is in my chart, that Libra is in my chart, aside from my ascendant. There's 4 other places. Leo is also in 4 other places other than my main sun sign. Oh, Madonna can have any black man that she wants, but she gonna kick them out her bed if they dick is coming up short, though. She ain't playing with your dick, with your inches. That's Madonna's scene. Madonna's scene is she ain't playing with your inches. If your inches are not consistent with the inches she think you should have as a black man, you getting the hell up out of her bed. Madonna ain't gonna deal with you if you ain't got them inches. You better have them inches. Didn't she kick a black man off of her stage performance because he didn't have the inches that she thought he should have? So yeah, Madonna ain't about to argue with nobody saying she ran through. She don't care about that. She ain't gonna be, Madonna's not gonna be, most Leos, you're not about to pressure them into living however you want them to live. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You can say ran through. Why do y'all think I sit up here and stand firm on if I want to have a kid outside of marriage, I'm having a kid outside of marriage. It just is what it is. Like at some point, at some point, people who come across me, they gonna have to accept that I'm not gonna have a kid within wedlock. I don't care about that. If I want to have 10 kids by 5 different dudes outside of wedlock, I will do that. That's my business. It's not nobody else's. Yeah, we can't, Leo. Tam Leo, you're not about to come over here and control no Leo. And if you do, you go find yourself getting dismissed. You really are. You just go find yourself getting dismissed. It just is what it is. Novella Dolphin said, my husband and I are both Aries. My ascendant is in Libra. Yeah, my mom is in Aries and her ascendant is in Libra too. I always think that's interesting when your ascendant is actually the opposite of your sign. Bullet Magna said, I don't know my chart, but my friend said that I have a wild ass signs while being a Gemini with ADHD. Don't all Geminis have ADHD naturally? I mean, Bullet Magnet, you gonna have to convince me that ADHD ain't a part of the Gemini's personality. I believe Geminis are naturally ADHD until they get older. And I'm not talking about 30s olders, I'm talking about like 50s older. Yeah, Miss Truth Teller, you probably ain't about to emotionally manipulate no Leo either. Yeah, we no. Mm-mm. You said Leo the hard headed, my BFF is one, and I swear you can't tell her anything. Yeah. Leo women always keep a man as part of them achieving success. I've yet to meet an unsuccessful Leo who don't keep a man. You ain't gonna see me keeping on me, okay? Because I don't have the tolerance to deal with what these men. Maybe it's the season I'm in now where I ain't got the tolerance for no man. So you ain't about to see me keeping no man now because I don't have the tolerance for it. They getting on my nerves right now. Yeah, Gemini are definitely something else. I do think they naturally have ADHD. Like, and let's talk about. I'm gonna get back to this, but we gonna talk about Geminis. Remy Ma is a Gemini. Why was Remy Ma just sitting up on Instagram making threats on people, talking about when certain people see her, they better call the police? It's like, girl, didn't you just get done doing a 6-year bid? Like, girl, like what do you mean? On my journey said, I am Gemini sun. It's hard for me to go to sleep because my mind is going a million miles per hour. Listen, May Geminis are a lot calmer than June ones. The June ones are the ones with the ADHD. Usually, if you can find you a May Gemini, they're a lot calmer. Yeah, Mrs. Truth Teller, you're like me. You said not me, girl. I'm a Leo that refused to date right now. I just sleep with men. Exactly. Exactly. So that means you in your rotation. Run the dick and get off the bed. Basically, that's what she on. Run that dick and then go. Cause I ain't got time to hear whatever you talking about. I ain't got time for. Run some dick and get up out of here. Please don't say a minute too late, cause then you annoy me. Now you violate. Yeah, Remy, my son is in jail because we're Remy, like mother, like son, but at least she about that life. That's the one thing you can say about Geminis. They actually are about that life. They have no problem hitting. In fact, you usually have to get a Gemini to stop hitting. Even as children, sometimes even as children observe a Gemini child, they probably putting their hands on people. And you probably having to tell them, keep your hands off people. And you probably can't get them to keep their hands off people even into adulthood. Even into adulthood, you probably still can't get Geminis to keep their hands off people. I mean, so that yeah, Remy lived the life she rap about. She do. She do. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm like, girl, well, then why you on your son just got arraigned for murder charges and you on the internet throwing out threats that she knows she planned to make good on? And that's the thing, because Remy Ma is not threatening people. I do believe that Remy will do what she says she's gonna do. I really do believe they probably are gonna have to call the police on her if they see her. Yeah, chicky chick, anybody who's known a Gemini know they'll throw hands. I have a Gemini sister and a Gemini cousin. Like they will throw, they will. You dating a Gemini and it's a wild card, and he is a wild card. Yeah, because he probably over there with that natural ADHD, just all over the place. Geminis have very chaotic energy. Like their Gemini's energy gives me anxiety. It really does. It exacerbates my anxiety. If it's like a ADHD June Gemini, like my sister that's a Gemini, Xtina, that y'all saw on Sister Talk, she's a Gemini, but she's well into her 40s. So she's calming down because she's well into her 40s. In her 20s, please. Like, In her 20s, Geminis will be Gemini. They definitely do. You said April Aries. I love to do it, but my Virgo rising. Yeah, no, let's not. Aries are war signs. Obvious, what's understood don't need to be said. Like, Aries are war signs. I never met one of them that didn't like to fight, ever. My mom and son's fathers are Geminis. My mom is the wildest person I know. Yeah, they do a lot. They do. Yeah, Tupac was one as well. So was Biggie. Biggie and Tupac were Geminis. Yep, Trump, Kanye, Azalea Banks. They they do. They do. They be doing too much. Until Trump ain't just immature forever. Trump is gonna be an immature Gemini forever because he's well into his 70s and he's still highly immature and just being ridiculous. So like I wouldn't deal with a Gemini man. I just wouldn't. They're just too chaotic for me. They're way too chaotic. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I get along very well with Geminis, but their energy is very chaotic. They just have very chaotic energy, and I can't deal with it. They're very mischievous too. They're very sneaky and calculated, and the problem is that they're smart and they think it all the time. So Geminis are literally kind of like evil geniuses. They kind of are like if you had one zodiac sign that would be the mischievous evil genius, it would be Geminis. It would definitely be Geminis. Evil geniuses. Cause y'all, I like Bondi Blue, and she's a Gemini, but she's a May Gemini, so she's like calmer. If y'all notice, if y'all follow Bondi Blue, if you notice, she could be more calm. She's not chaotic, and she don't seem to be chaotic and all over the place because she's a May Gemini. So maybe the May Geminis are the safer bet, but yeah, I can't. No, they gonna have to calm their energy down a little bit. But anyway, Taraji P Henson of the Pick Me Virgo, she is. I like the fact that a lot of Virgos are bubbly. I do like that. They have like to me, a lot of Virgos have like the cheerleader personality, like Kiki Palmer. Kiki Palmer to me is like the quintessential girl next door, Miss Popularity, cheerleader type. That to me are Virgos, like kind of airheaded. That's what Taraji P. Henson is giving. One of my younger sisters is a Virgo, and to me, she's like an airhead. If she was white, she would definitely be the dumb blonde. She's not dumb though. Academically, she's actually really smart. So, academically, she's really smart, but she still comes off as dumb. Like twirl your hair, blonde. Like that's how one of my sisters acts, and I'd be like, girl, like, ciao. Yeah, so I like Virgo's bubbly personalities. I like that they can be bubbly sometimes. But other than that, I don't really care too much for Virgos. I don't necessarily get along with them. Michelle said, as a Virgo, we don't claim Taraji. I do like how Virgos can turn up and how they'll get aggressive. I do like the China Fox type Virgo. I do like that type Virgo. And I got some cousins that are those type Virgos too. I do actually, I like Capricorns. Let me tell you why I like Capricorns. I have a sister that's a Capricorn too, but I like Capricorns because number one, they high maintenance, the women. I do like the women. I like Capricorn women. I kind of like Capricorn men, but then they get annoying because they like to provoke too much. Like the men like to provoke too much, but I do actually like the way Capricorn women move. I actually do. I like the way Capricorn women move. And I like the fact that Capricorn women they can take it just as well as they dish it out. So if a Capricorn is dragging you, you can best believe they can take it back. You can drag them back and they gonna be fine. And they go get in the ring with you. A Capricorn is definitely gonna get in the ring with you because they love to provoke. They love to provoke. They do. So I actually like Capricorns. Actually, Capricorn men are one of the male signs that I actually do like. Some things about it. Like I haven't tribal, I haven't met too many Aquarius males. V is an Aquarius though. What do you mean the horoscope lady? Oh, you said you love Capricorns too, but when they are toxic, they're horrible. When I say Capricorns are high maintenance, it's because they like opulence, they like a lot of luxury, they like flashy stuff, they like money. You usually have to do a lot for a Capricorn. That's why I say that's why I say that they're high maintenance. A lot of them are high maintenance. Yeah, no, the Tyrese is a crybaby. Like Tyrese is a straight up cry baby. Mrs. Truth Teller, Aquarius women are said to be hoes. Oh, you said stay the F away from the Aquarius males. That's what B says, and she's an Aquarius too. But anyway, let's get back to Taraji, because if not, we gonna be here talking about these sun signs all day. Because y'all know I'm here for the sun to talk about the astrology signs. I'm definitely here for that. Yeah, I don't meet Aquarius males. I don't meet Gemini males. I don't meet Virgo males. I'm telling y'all the males that I've never met. I've never, well, I had a Pisces male as a friend, so I'm not gonna say I haven't met him, but I have met Pisces males. I don't meet Taurus males. I don't meet Scorpio males, not really. Those are the signs of males that I don't really meet. I've met a lot of Capricorn men. There was a period in my 20s where all the men that I was meeting were Capricorns. I didn't understand what it was, but all of for a period of my dating life, the vast majority of males that I met were Capricorn. Aquarius men are a better fit for Leo women than Gemini men for sure. I don't know, Miss Truth Teller. I heard the Gemini were more compatible. Aquarius is the Leo's opposite. So they would clash a lot on a lot of things. I think it's actually the other way around. According to astrology, Gemini is a better fit. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to stall for an hour. We got caught up in zodiac signs because somebody mentioned Taraji being a Virgo. So that's how we got off track because Taraji is the Virgo. So anyway, let's speed it up. Taraji, after her love for black men wasn't reciprocated, she sit up there talking about, oh, and black men, we want all our black men back. No, we don't. That's just you, Taraji. That's you and the rest of the black male worshipers. Black men can go ahead and stay where they at with a big burly Beckishas. With like we don't need black men. Because Taraji P. Henson said, oh, we need black men, but she didn't say what we needed black men for. And so I don't believe that we need black men. Y'all know I don't really think we need black men. But Taraji P. Henson went to the 2024 BET Awards and was just as embarrassing when she did it in 2021. I don't know how many other BET award shows that Taraji P. Henson has hosted, but it seems like every time Taraji P. Henson hosts a BET award, she ends up making a damn fool out of herself. So let's look at her latest foolish moment. Let's look at her latest foolish moment. Hopefully this didn't disconnect from my speaker. And it did. Okay, hold on. I gotta put the Bluetooth back on here. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Because now my speaker tripping. I done left it idle for too long. So hold on, y'all. I'm about to redo it. No, I need to do like an additional live stream and we just talk about astrology. That's what I need to do. Which I might get on the Discord so we can talk about astrology because I'll lay in bed and talk about astrology. But okay, let's play this so we can look at Taraji embarrassing herself.
Meth is married, are you? Are you? Hi, how are you?
No.
Listen, I know what you're thinking right now. This is about a 10.9 out of a 10. Oh, in my own inner monologue, I'm so sorry. You're thinking this is a 10.9 out of 10. My bad. You fine too, so call me. Give him his flower. Method man looking like.
It's really cringe.
Meth is married, are you? Are you? Hi, how are you? Listen, I know what you're thinking right now. This is about a 10.9 out of a 10. Oh, in my own inner monologue, I'm so sorry. You're thinking this is a 10.9 out of 10. My bad. You fine too, so call me. Give him his flower.
So yeah, this is somebody come get Taraji, please. Like anyway. Once again, Taraji P gets rejected in her midst of worshiping black men for play, but because she does it so much, we know it's for real, for real. It just is what it is. Like we know this is for real, for real. Yeah, listen, y'all, why my sister I'm gonna read y'all something. So my sister just texted me, right? I'm gonna tell y'all what distracted me. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all what distracted me. I got a reason, and then we gonna get back to this. So last night I was talking to one of my sisters, and she has two kittens. So we were talking about our cats, and we have two kittens. So I asked her what was the gender of hers, right? And she's gonna text me, and this is her text. She said, I thought we got two girls, which was my goal. But the other day, Fluffy's pink thing came out and he had a nutsack. So I'm annoyed. I'm going to have him neutered. So listen, it's this pink thing that she's talking about that's killing me. It's like, because this is why I hate dogs. Oh my God, I can't deal with dogs and a nasty little pink thing. But why is it that why is his pink thing comment like taking me out? And the fact that it's obvious when you're looking at a male versus a female cat. I mean, it's like Jasper has this little nutsack that you can just tell. Like, I mean, how did you? I don't know. I don't know how he. It's like, girl, this is the first time you've seen this cat's nutsack. Like for real, they walk around with their tails up, so you can literally see. Like I knew Jasper was a boy because he had like a nutsack. So he has like two little ball sacks, and he's neutered though. He is neutered. Like Jasper is neutered because I got him from he came from the Humane Society, And the Humane Society automatically spays the girls and neuters the boys. So she's gonna say, it's like that means he's going through heat. Let him go through his first heat and let him then neuter him after he has his first heat. Because they can as early as 4 months. Like I know they can as early as 4 months because they said 4 months old kittens can have kittens. I couldn't imagine Sasha with her little self running around here pregnant. Like absolutely not. But he about to spray up her house. Yeah, he about to spray that place up. He sure is. He about to go around marking all of his territory. That's what he gonna do. Yeah, she said she about to go get him neutered. So it's like you funny. Because his little pink thing came out. Yeah, I know. Starred above the Emerald Forest. I was like that too. I was like, what the hell? But it said kittens can have kittens at 4 months. Yep. The earliest they can have them is 4 months. So her kittens are not that much older than mine. We got younger than mine. We got them around the same time, or I think hers might be a little bit older. So yeah, he's about to go into heat. Yes, she gonna say, what is that? He already spraying the house? Yeah, they don't do it when they're not neutered. She said one of them has pissed on her floor twice. I know you have them a litter box. They don't pee outside of the litter box unless he trying to mark his territory. Oh, she said when the litter box is full. Oh yeah. See, here's the thing. Jasper and Sasha, they just won't go into the litter box while it's full. But he won't, but Jasper doesn't pee on the floor. What Jasper does is he waits until I'm cleaning out the litter box and then he'll go get right in it. Jasper will get in the litter box while I'm scooping it out. He'll just go get in the litter box. Sasha has already laid claim to Jasper. That's her man at this point. So yeah, Sasha and Jasper done set up here and coupled up. We ain't getting into Sagittarius men. We get back into taraji P. Henson, and we off cats too. Because I only have a half hour, y'all. I need to go lay down. I'm over here struggling. I'm telling you, I'm really over here struggling. But I need to go lay down. So I'm gonna go over this. You said we had a girl cat that we had to rescue from a male cat cornering her to force mate. I was like, absolutely not, you degenerate cat. That's what they do. It's not just cats that do that. All male animals will force the females to go into heat if they allow them to. They will try to do that. The males will try to force women into heat. I mean, human males you gotta have laws to make human males not rape, or human males will be doing the same thing. So I told you, male nature is to take and colonize. That is what men do. They take. If you don't give them what they want, they will take. They will overpower and take. So cats are not the only animals that will do that. Human males will do it too. And all males throughout all species of animal males, they'll do that. They'll try to force the females to go into heat if they can. But so Taraji P. Henson done set up here and just embarrassed herself at this point. And really, if y'all ask me, Keith Lee is kind of clout chasing as a result of it. But the reality is a lot of people were looking at Taraji P. Henson as, okay, once again, here Taraji go, here Taraji is being a pick-me mammy, sitting up here wanting to be with a black man who don't want her and saving herself, I guess, for the right black man. I really don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand women who think like Taraji. Like, girl, open your options. Like, do y'all know how many brown skinned Asians there are out here? Like, there's so many. That's why I say Asian is not a race, and it's really not. One of my sisters keep trying to engage me in an argument over Asian being a race. Asian's just not a race. There is so many dark Asians out here, like, for real, for real. So Taraji, even if she wants to be desperate to replicate her skin tone, which a lot of black women are, you don't need black men for that. So if you want to be with a man who shared the same skin tone as you, it might not be as dark as you want it to be. You can get that from a lot of Asians, actually. Yep, Mrs. Theory says she should have found a man 15 years ago and married a rich white or Asian man. Yeah, exactly. Taraji is acting like this because she want a black man. But look at this video from what Keith Lee did. Look at him. Look at what he did. I really do believe he clout chasing at this point, but look at this. Look at him. He want to record it so y'all can see him throwing his rose on the floor. And then I'm going to show y'all his response. It said, looks like Keith Lee had a few words to share about last night's incident with Taraji. So this is him. It says, our name will be known in every room it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be, how it's supposed, with no conclusion. God is amazing, thankful. Now listen. Listen. Taraji P. Henson can be a mammy, that's fine. But Taraji P. Henson got too much skin in the game for Keith Lee to be talking about their names will be in every room. What are you talking about? You're a food critic and you just popped up on the scene. So right now you acting like you getting a little too big for your britches because you were sitting over there at the BET Awards with a lot of celebrities who are on a caliber way higher than you. And this is one of the issues with social media. It's a gift and a curse. It's a gift and a curse. The reason being is because on social media, you literally can make yourself famous. That's how Keith Lee became famous. That's how Cardi B became famous. Many people came famous off of social media. Tasha K is one of them. Tasha K over here on Wild 'N Out. Tasha K being a household name because her name is tied to Cardi B. So Tasha K is now a celebrity. She a celebrity too. A lot of these celebrities today are getting social media fame. The only reason why y'all know who Krishan Rock is because of social media. So yes, it's a gift that you can turn yourself into a celebrity via social media. But the problem with that is mentalities like Keith Lee. What Keith Lee should have done is put that in a glass jar and kept it. You just got a rose from Taraji P. Henson. No matter what you think, Taraji P. Henson is on levels that are way above Keith Lee. And I get that he did this because she flirted with him, but why is he taking it actually seriously? And I'm sure it was humiliating for him. He's sitting there with his wife. It was cringy to me. It was definitely cringy to me. But to me, this is foolishness and clout chasing at this point. Like, to me, this was unnecessary. And then putting our names will be known in every room. It's supposed to be. That's not going to be many rooms because you really don't. You can't get into the rooms that Taraji is in. Yeah, you may be at the BET Awards, the same award show that propped Kevin Samuels up, but you're not gonna see Keith Lee at the Oscars and the Grammys and all of these other award shows because he's relatively nobody. Yeah, she did. Michelle, she was being cringe and desperate on every single level. And the thing is, because she's so cringy and desperate, it keeps backfiring. It keeps backfiring on her because she's cringy and desperate. She never get any type of things. There's always some bad downfall and backlash that she's experiencing because she's over here being desperate for a black man. Yeah, exactly. Michelle Honeywood, he should have given that rose to his wife. He should have gave it to his wife. At the end of the day, these are food bloggers. Taraji P. Henson have been in some very, very big movies. So yeah, we know Taraji P. Henson. She's the mammy. She's the male worshiper. She definitely a pick-me. She keep pandering to males who don't want her, but that doesn't erase Taraji P. Henson's accomplishments. What I think is the problem is that Taraji keeps lowering herself to the level of Keith Lee. Taraji and Keith Lee are not on the same level. They're not. These are two people who are not on the same level of celebrity. They're not. Taraji lowered herself to that level. Yeah, Timmy, he was. He was trying to publicly humiliate her. He was. But this is what happens. And he may be doing this at the behest of his wife. He may be. Yeah, because she said what she said. He really recorded himself throwing a flower on the floor. It's so dramatic. Whether he did this at home in front of his wife is one thing. Getting on social media and doing it is another thing. Because I'm pretty sure Keith Lee and his wife already had a discussion. Yeah, she's an Oscar-nominated actress. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not gonna tell me he ain't clout chasing by doing this. This doesn't need to be on the internet. Nothing happened to him. Nothing that was truly problematic happened to him. But the reality is, desperate pick-me, black male worshiping black women, they always go through some type of humiliation because of their desperation for black men. And that's what you largely see happening here. Yeah, Taraji might as well date a bus driver. And really, if you think about it, she kind of is by flirting with Keith Lee. Keith Lee simply got, the only reason why we talking about Keith Lee is because he went to Candy's restaurant and talked poorly about it. Before he went to Candy's restaurant and put it on blast, we didn't even know who Keith Lee was. Keith Lee doesn't really have a name to fame beyond going to Candy's restaurant. That's where it all started. Because even if Keith Lee was rating food and going to different restaurants and rating food, probably before he did OLG, we didn't know about it. We only knew about it after he rated OLG and Candy responded. That's when he started getting popular. Right. LP said, and he knows that in this climate, how this will look. And he chose to record it anyway. Definitely clout chasing and also disrespecting black women. Absolutely. Yep. Anika said, if anything, you will walk in less rooms now, not being humbled. Yep. This, to me, this just wasn't needed. But this ain't the only thing he did. He then came back and he came back and spoke on it. Let me find the other one. It might be the other link I have. Yes, the other link. Let me show y'all the other thing he did. Because he came back and did another discussion. So y'all ain't, listen, it's been a while since we heard from Keith Lee. Keith Lee is not doing anything to keep himself in the blog and to keep himself relevant. You can only rate so many restaurants. You can only get so much fame and so much notoriety off of rating restaurants. Because it ain't like the Food Network or the Travel Channel done gave him a show where he goes around rating food. No, he's a social media blogger who goes and rates food at restaurants. Aside from OLG, we saw him rating with Cardi B. Then he got some popularity. But in between that, we didn't really hear about Keith Lee. Now Keith Lee is all over every blog because of his interaction with Taraji P. Henson. Starred above the Emerald Forest said what made him think we wanted to hear more from him. That's the point. No one did. No one did. That's why he's on here milking this. But nobody would have knew he was at the BET Awards because he wasn't there to get an award. So you wouldn't have even known that Keith Lee was at the BET Awards if it wasn't for Taraji P. Henson giving him a little bit of attention. He definitely wouldn't be in the blogs. Last week, last month, last 2 months, you heard nothing about Keith Lee. You heard nothing about him. Because, again, there's only so many restaurants you can review and food that you can review. There's only so much of that. He doesn't have anything else. Nobody really, I mean, Keith Lee is social media famous among Black people. That's why he was at the BET Awards. But you're not gonna see Keith Lee sitting up getting invites to the Grammys just because he was rating some food. So that's why I'm saying that he's clout chasing. I'm explaining this to understand, yes, Keith Lee, to stay relevant, he would need to chase some clout. He ain't doing nothing else. He ain't doing nothing else. It is Taraji P. Henson's desperation that got this man in our face. Look, here he come out again and made another TikTok video. Let's listen to it.
I was a BT Awards, and right now it's something on my mind. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, I want to start by saying I am not upset at Taraji P. Henson by any stretch of the imagination. And not only that, in my opinion, she smoked it last night.
Yeah, no, he ain't. Of course, he ain't upset with Taraji. He's happy. Why would he be upset at Taraji? Taraji gave him the attention needed to get his name in the blogs. Of course he ain't. He's not mad at Taraji. Keith Lee was doing absolutely nothing. He was in nobody's blog and on nobody's mind before he had this interaction with Taraji P. Henson. This man reviews food from restaurants. He ain't in demand. Taraji gave him some attention. Now his dumb ass is in the blogs. All of them. Let's continue.
Second, Taraji had any ill will or any ill intentions behind the situation. The situation happened the way it did. It is what it is. I made a video last night where I had the rose that was given to me in my hand and I let it fall on the floor. The reason I did this had nothing to do with Taraji P. Henson. The reason I dropped it on the floor is that I wholeheartedly believe that wasn't my rose. That wasn't my rose. That wasn't my moment. It was given to me, but it wasn't mine. And I always say, I don't want nothing that ain't mine. I want what's meant for me, nothing less, nothing more. The entire segment on the production side felt extremely rushed. Not only did it feel rushed, it did not feel intentional. It did not feel purposeful. I'm forever thankful for every room that I'm in. I was more than thankful and more than grateful to just sit there and enjoy the show. Me and my wife, we looked amazing. We felt amazing. We was enjoying the show. I've always spoke about my social anxiety. And for me, just to get out and be in that moment was more than enough for me. So to take me and my wife out of our seats, put us in different seats, give Taraji no direction to who we are or what we do, felt extremely unprepared and unprofessional to me. I personally...
Because you don't really do anything. He doesn't do anything. Like he's gonna say to not tell Taraji who they were and what they do. What do you do? Like you have a few videos that went viral because you rated OLG and then you was in a video with Cardi B. But other than that, like he ain't done nothing. So Keith Lee would have to take every moment like this to keep himself in the blogs. Keith Lee ain't just in the blogs like that. He's not. He's giving Mr. Halle Bailey vibes or Jonathan Owens vibes.
I've been for years, and I always will be. I would love to see her get the recognition that she deserves in the moment, and the platform and the stage that she's always deserved. But this situation to take away from her moment and our moment was unfair to both of us. And another example of this is a picture of my wife has been going around, and it was a small part from an entire moment, make it seem like she had an attitude with Taraji. My wife and myself understand that certain that Taraji was doing was fully improv and fully chose her situation was to be any fully understand she made it upon fly. I was there to just enjoy the show. I wasn't invited. No situation in a life in general. I never longed for the spotlight. If I wanted the spotlight, I would have accepted a quarter of the opportunities that's been presented to us. But none of those opportunities were for me or my family.
And we don't know what those opportunities were, so you should just not mention them because we can't confirm or we can't validate or invalidate you saying that you got some opportunities. We don't know what opportunities you would have gotten. But we do know that you were at the BET Awards and now you in every single blog because of your interaction with Taraji P. Henson. We do know that. We do know that. There's nothing to introduce. Like, what is she supposed to do? You're not, of course she wouldn't recognize you because you don't really do anything. You're only popular in Black social media. Outside of Black social media, Keith Lee is not popular. He's not in demand. It will be one thing that Food Network done set up here and gave him a show and said, hey, Keith Lee, here's the contract for Food Network. We want to give you a show where you go around and rate these restaurants. The reason that the Food Network ain't come knocking at his door, part of the reason is because he ain't popular enough. He's not mainstream. He's Black famous. That's it. And his wife's facial expression said everything. Because y'all know Black women got to keep a hold of their husband. Because if any woman give him attention, he go bite. Any attention from a woman is a segue to cheating, according to the Black woman's mind. So, of course, her husband got to be isolated from all women because if he around women, then, you know, those women, they just can't be trusted. Y'all know that's how Black wives think. So, of course, his wife made that expression because at that point, oh, Keith Lee is in proximity to Taraji P. Henson and she flirting with him. So this is an opportunity for Keith Lee. Y'all know these Black wives are extremely insecure. They know they hoes ain't loyal. They know these men have to be isolated from women or they ain't gonna turn down nothing but they color. They know. Yeah, Black famous will only get you so more. Let's finish listening to this.
And that you understand, if you don't, I'm okay with that. I'm always gonna be myself. I've always been myself. Nothing about this journey, about this ride, about where we at or where we gonna be is gonna change me. Never have and never will. Never once was I upset that Taraji didn't know who I was. Everything that's for me will be for me. Everything that's for my family will be for my family. Everything that's for you will be for you. When it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to be, with no confusion. I said that last night and I was still misconstrued. And I stand on it 1,000%. Whatever room I'm supposed to be in, whoever's supposed to know me, whenever they're supposed to know me, it will happen. How it's supposed to happen. Last night, well, I appreciate the opportunity. It wasn't my moment. That's okay. I'm cool with that. And for every single person that's been on the journey with me and that's still on the journey with me, I'm forever grateful. I appreciate y'all. I can't say it enough. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe. We all.
He's trying to create his moment, but let's finish.
Humans, we all make mistakes. It is what it is. I just wish I would have said both of us for most success in that situation. That's it. God bless you.
What I just want to know what the introduction would be. Like, what would that introduction look like? What would it look like? Like, let me introduce Keith Lee to Taraji P. Henson. He rates food and is popular among Black people. Yeah, I can't stand the close up either. Listen, y'all, I don't have a lot of energy. I don't have the energy to laugh. So can y'all please not? LEL saying not the close up is kind of like sending me. I think I might have the flu, y'all, because I have like hot and cold moments where I'm like super hot, like right now, and then I get cold. So listen. Can y'all not, because I don't really have the energy to laugh. I really don't. Y'all know I don't have the energy to laugh, but the close-up comments are sending me. Like it really is. It really is. Oh. Listen, girl, his response wasn't necessary because nobody knows you. Like nobody introduce what? Like, what are we girl, let me show these other videos. Go ahead, Keith Lee, because I don't know what we supposed to be. What are we introducing? I don't get what we supposed to be introducing, but fine. All I know is that Taraji needs to stop making a stone fool of herself. Like, this is the price you pay for black man worship. I do want y'all to know that. But there's another one I want to show y'all. So Scrappy came over to social media because he decided that he was just gonna defend Taraji, which is good. Scrappy said he go defend Taraji. At least some black man comes to reciprocate something that Taraji is doing. In normal instances, black men don't reciprocate anything that Taraji is doing. So Lil Scrappy sitting up here defending her at least is some form of reciprocation. So this is what Scrappy said. He said, "It was an honest mistake, my boy. Happens to us all. But on the real, your name known for being a fool critic." Not Scrappy saying the same thing that we said. Not Scrappy saying the same thing we said. Y'all, listen. Listen. He said, but on the real, your name known for being a food critic. And it worked, but sometimes it doesn't. So be cool, buddy. But we got to be better at recognizing and respecting our people. It works both ways. Thank you. Give that man a round of applause. No, Scrappy do need to pay his child support and them bills because you left Bambi out there. You left the Bam out there to pay them bills on her own. But listen, Scrappy clocked what we did. You're a food critic. And that's only gonna get you so far. We just said this. We just said it. And we didn't look at Lil Scrappy's response. But he is a food critic. So what are we introducing? She said, "I don't always agree with Scrappy, but today I feels naive." Yeah. She said it really was an honest mistake. Tossing the roles was definitely childish. It was clout chasing. Scrappy more known than Keith Lee. So Scrappy technically don't have to clout chase. Scrappy is on a television show, multiple television shows. Keith Lee is a food critic. That's all he is. I don't think Scrappy is clout chasing. I don't. Keith doesn't have clout to chase. In order to clout chase, it have to be somebody who actually got the clout. Keith Lee does not have more clout than Scrappy. Scrappy got way more clout than Keith Lee. At least we know who Scrappy is and what he do. We know Scrappy was a rapper. He had some albums. He on some TV shows. Scrappy actually got something behind his name. Keith Lee got food critic. Exactly. Scrappy is a D-list. Keith ain't even on the list. Keith ain't even on the list until you in mainstream areas, and he's not. So Scrappy is D-list. Keith Lee ain't on the list. Ain't made the list yet. He ain't even made it yet. Exactly. L.E.L. says Scrappy is a known rapper, even though he is a bandit. Yeah, not only is he a known rapper, he's also on a number of different reality TV shows. Like Keith Lee don't got the clout to chase. In order to clout chase, the person got to have clout. And they have to have more clout than you do. Keith Lee don't got more clout than Scrappy. He sure don't. Scrappy got way more clout than Keith Lee do. Yeah, exactly, Timmy. He like, sorry, y'all. Like, ain't nobody clout chasing Keith Lee. Scrappy gives his opinion on quite a bit of stuff. Because, but look, y'all, this is what I want to say. There is a plight. There's a plight that Black male worshipers, a price they have to pay. There's a price Black male worshipers have to pay. And that payment is often looking like a fool and getting treated like a fool. Taraji is over here being desperate and chasing after men who don't want her. And it ain't just her that they don't want. It's men who always take the opportunity to tell Black women how much they don't like them. And we see this all the time. Because while you have Black women, even celebrity ones like Nicki Minaj and Taraji who want to chase after bandits, it's never reciprocated, ever. It's never reciprocated. Joe Budden didn't reciprocate. Nicki Minaj saying, I love you, Black man. Joe Budden didn't even reciprocate it to Nicki Minaj. Even since the 2021 BET Awards, when Taraji said, oh, well, Black men, we want you back, we need you. Did a Black male celebrity come out and reciprocate anything that Taraji said? No. No. So it's like Black women are always willing to humiliate themselves for Black men. And that's what's happening to Taraji P. Henson. Because once again, Taraji P. Henson is showing her desperation out here flirting on the whim with men that she don't even know, who got no credentials, expressing love for males who don't love her back. Why do we know Black men don't love Black women back? Because when they get an opportunity to say how they really feel about Black women, this is what they say. I want y'all to listen to this video.
You're not dating.
Right now, I feel like Black people. Fuck it.
We get more love everywhere else than from our own people. I can't even date a Black girl out
With my nails, my hair, my feet. I need some red bottoms. I want some white girls just for the vibe. Spanish, Arabian. I think every woman, and they all just want to have fun and just enjoy our company. Black woman, yo, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my car note?
Why do you think that is, though?
I mean, we know as a people, we already down low. So it's like we're coming from a poverty level, but still, we shouldn't come at each other like we getting over on each other.
Right.
We should be working together to get over on everybody else.
What race would you not date?
Right now, I feel like Black people. Fuck it.
We get more love everywhere else than from our own people. I can't even date a Black girl out
With my nails, my hair, my feet. I need some red bottoms. I want some white girls just for the vibe. Spanish, Arabian. I think every woman, and they all just want to have fun and just enjoy our company. Black woman, yo, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my car note?
Why do you think that is, though?
I mean, we know as a people, we already down low. So it's like we're coming from a poverty level, but still, we shouldn't come at each other like we getting over on each other.
Right.
We should be working together to get over on everybody else.
Now, listen. This is typically what Black men say whenever they're the camera in their face and they asked about Black women. It doesn't matter whether they're celebrity or not. This is what Black men do when they're asked about Black women publicly. So essentially what you have is Black women publicly praising and loving Black men rejecting Black women publicly. Black women are saying Black men are their preferences. Black men are saying they want non-Black women. Black women are desperate for marriage for Black men. Black men are saying they want to marry everybody but a Black woman. Black women is over here talking about, I want Black babies. Where's my chocolate cane? Black men over here saying, I want biracial babies. Where the snow bunnies at? So the world sees that this is not a reciprocal relationship. It's not. While Black women promote love for Black men publicly, the only thing you see It's black men demeaning and degrading and denouncing black women publicly. But Taraji P. Henson got her dumb ass at the BET Awards talking about we love you black men. And we want y'all back. So you want the men back that's sitting up here lying, talking about these other women respect them because they really don't. So I want y'all to see the comment that I put on here. Let me refresh this though. I want to see if somebody answered my question. We know they didn't. We know they didn't, but we go see. Because I asked the question here. I said, if non-black women love black men, hold on for a second. If non-black women love black men so much and just want to spend time with them, why are there so many non-black single mothers on TikTok complaining about black men? Also, if black men have so much success with non-black women, successfully white and white Hispanic, why are these relationships statistically the most likely to fail and have the highest divorce rate? And finally, if these non-black women are so into black men and love and appreciate them, why don't we have any examples of a successful relationship outcome among black men and their preferences? They claim that these women love them, but the reality is their relationships are trash. These women don't respect black men and they fail almost as quickly as they begin. Black men said the same thing about Jeannie Mai and Jeezy, Kanye and Kim, Scottie Pippen and Larsa, Toby Ogunselli and Courtney Taylor, Jonathan Majors and Grace Jabari, Nate Parker, and all of the Kardashians, all who got the same black men. The reality is black men don't have any observable or documented success with any race of women, yet they continue to lie and black women continue to fall for their lies as if reality doesn't show how these relationships really go. There is no other group of women who love black men. And then look at this black woman. Sad, but he is telling the truth. All of your statistical data says black women date and marry down. Every piece of statistical data you have says that black women are more likely to be the breadwinner in their dating and their marriages. When they're dating and in their marriages. But this bandit comes on and say this shit is real. The only thing that's real is the clown shit that black men be on. Look, without white girls, what is life? I want y'all to see this. Without white girls, what is life? He ain't lying. I call them females. Now black women are running around calling black women females. Because these derelict males do. I know, a star above the Emerald City, that was, I was purposely being petty. Look, I call them females. I told y'all they're doing it to dehumanize you. And then this bandit came on here and said, I like that. Now that's some gangster wordplay. Sitting up, congregating on how to demean and degrade you. Look, I just read all women comments, so I want a white girlfriend. Black women cool as long as you don't live with them or get them pregnant. If it's not what we can give, it's try to control and be toxic from past relationships. Look at how they talk about black women. You have a lot of money without having a woman, you accomplish so much. It's a constant battle trying to keep a woman locked in with just one man. Soon as they feel bored, it's over. She said all women want a man to provide. This is just an example of self-hate. It definitely is. And like any of the comments, black men only drag black women. Look, you know what he means. Mostly black women care about money, then white, then Latina. So the women who were socialized to be ride or dies and provide for men, those are the women who look for money instead of the ones who were actually socialized to look for money. It's a problem. Look, right on that, I stopped dating American black women when I travel outside the country. The black women of other countries don't ask for any of that. This is all they do. Look, another black male worshiper who believes what black men say just because they say it. Oh, he not wrong. The data says he a damn lie. But do you think she looking at the data to see the reality that black women are marrying broke men and putting them on their IRS filings as their dependent? Or is she just believing what a bandit is saying because he's a male? Look, facts though, he telling the truth. Talk that talk. Make bro leader of the free world. She said he's lying. He doesn't get more love. They probably pump up his ego. He's definitely lying. And then look, no, we do get more love. There's men black women call ugly and other women find that man attractive. I'm not about to deal with bandit fairy tales. That's not what I'm not gonna deal with bandit fairy tales. Because this is bandit fairy tales. The proof is in the pudding. These women don't like black men. These women will tell you the only reason they with black men is because they can't get a white one. Look, we gonna get flooded with comments from women that don't believe in accountability. White and foreign women treat you better. Look, you don't have no black men saying black women don't do that. You have no black men defending black women. None. Look, it's up to black men to save the African American community. You got valid statement. I agree. I never dated westernized black chick. You have black women over here, look, fighting for black men's approval. Not all black women. I wish y'all stop because I don't do any of that. This is literally what black women have created with their worship. She said, I've never dated that man and I'm black. He's talking like he's experienced all of us. And then look at him. Not all, but 90%. Every man in the comments saying the same thing. Ma'am, I agree it's not all black women, but goddamn, it's a lot like that. This is how they do black women. Ivy, it is sad. It's sad because this is what black women allow. They allow these males to prop them up on a pedestal. Other women. And it's really because at the end of the day, black women don't got self-esteem. They don't. Look, and then banners will say all of that, and then they'll end up with this. Look, and then this is what they end up getting, settling for. Let me play the video for y'all. I'm not playing the music because I ain't playing copyright games, but I want y'all to look at this. Tasha King knew what, that's what I said. Tasha King knows exactly what she doing by posting this, and I absolutely love her for it. Let me tell y'all. Because finally, in one situation, Tasha K deviates from her black male worship to show reality. Tasha K knew exactly what she was doing. Listen, y'all, this happens a lot where you have people saying, come back to YouTube, basically. after trashing black women and comparing them to white women, this is what black men have the audacity to be choosing? Do y'all know how disgusting and disrespectful this is? And not saying he can't be with a Beckisha, he can. It's a culmination of all of it. Y'all, this is why I tagged it, who they really choose. Listen, I'm gonna steal this video. I'm putting this video on who they really choose. Tasha K gonna just have to deal with it. Tasha K gonna just have to deal with it, but this is going on. This is going in who they really choose. This is gonna go in who they really choose. But black women make themselves look like fools every time they get up and express love and say, oh, black men, come back. We love you, black men. Oh, black men, we love you, black men. This is what black women do. And it just looks foolish. It really do. It just looks extremely foolish. You out here pandering to and preferring these treasonous, disrespectful ass males. It ain't enough that you talking about you want the males that are committing acts of femicide against you. They doing whole acts of femicide. You the only group of women who are literally dealing with a femicide from your males killing you. And Taraji P. Henson got her dumb ass up here talking about we want all our black men back. For what? For what? Why do you want these bandits back? Because you can't have any type of self-esteem if you over here talking about you want these abusive nothing ass bitches back. You don't have no self-esteem, and that's what you're saying. You don't. You have no self-esteem if that is how you feel. So Taraji P. Henson is she just paying the black male worshiping toll. That's what she's doing. She paying a black male worshiping toll. There is a price to being a black male worshiper. And Taraji P. Henson is paying that price. Every time she get up here and clown out on black male worship, she gets publicly humiliated by a bandit. She do. It just is what it is. This is what happens. Jacqueline said bandit pickup on aisle 3. Like, really? That is hilarious. That is like super, super funny. It's such a problem. It's such a problem. And I really just wish, I really do just wish black women would do better. I wish they would do better. I don't think they are though. But I wish they would. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to get off and go lay down because I've been on here for way longer than I thought I was gonna be. I need to go lay down. I really do, because I'm over here still struggling. So I'm about to go lay down. And I'm gonna put a thumbnail on here. I'm gonna go lay down and get some rest. And tomorrow I should be feeling better. I'm about to take some emergency vitamin C. This kind actually has like zinc and stuff in it. So I'm about to go take some. Oh, hold on, I'm in the wrong thing. Let me go into I'm in the wrong thing. Okay, here. All right. Yeah, so I'm tomorrow I'm gonna come back on here and we're gonna talk about the rest of the stuff that I had to talk about because it is quite a bit. I have quite a bit of stuff. So I'll be back on here. I'm gonna put a thumbnail on this very soon. And in the meantime, I'll see y'all later. Thank y'all so much. Bye.